Hey cousins, welcome to Brown Liquor and Bad Ideas.
Welcome, cousins, to this episode of Brown Liquor and Bad Ideas. I'm your cousin Cornell Wright, the People's Lobbyist. In this episode, we're going to talk about truth. You know that word truth, that thing that your parents told you and the people around you that helped grow you up try to tell you about truth and telling the truth. And if you're of the Christian Judeo faith, which I am, one of the commandments that we're supposed to abide by is something like do not bear false witness, which in other words is don't tell a lie. So, cousins, I think people are getting much too liberal and loose with lies. Now, let's be honest. I saw a t-shirt with this guy a couple months back, and it was a black t-shirt and across white it said, "Everyone lies." All right, and I think we all know that to be true, right? But aren't we trying to minimize those lies? And by the way, isn't there the lie that we kind of all understand and appreciate when someone tells you that wonderful fish story? How big was that fish they didn't quite catch? Okay? We can understand and accept that, right? Because that's, if you will, a lie that's not going to cause us any harm. It's going to be good for a joke, and it's going to be fun, maybe even while we're sharing one or two. There's also those opportunities where it comes in, and perhaps you haven't been there, cousin, but I've had one or two times in which I may have been stopped by the police officer, and he says, "Well, gee, do you know how fast you were going?" "Well, officer, I really didn't remember. I was trying to keep up with traffic." All right? I'm sure you've never been there. But that's one that I know what I was doing. The officer has all the data. He knows what I was doing, or she knows what I was doing, and we resolved the situation because I know that I was probably in the wrong. But so having said all that, let's talk about how lies are also being used. And I mentioned in one of the earlier sessions about misinformation. That's when you deliberately know something and you're going to tell someone something else that's not the truth. You can't lie to little kids. Why? Because if they do, how do they ever grow up knowing what the truth is? All right? Think about people you don't want to lie to you. Let's start off making it simple. How about your mechanic? Do you want your mechanic to lie to you about something going on with your car? Either on the positive side of, don't worry about that brake problem, it's going to be okay. Or, well, gee, that really sounds bad. Maybe you need a whole new transmission. Why is it one of the things we care most about is having a mechanic that gives you the right information and can fix it for a fair price? And then let's talk about maybe the plumber or the electrician, somebody you have come to your house for some skill set that you don't have. And then that person's going to tell you, "Gee, my toilet's running a little bit." "Oh, well, gee, I think you need a whole new toilet." Come on, cousins. Talk to your buddy down the street. He'll tell you all you need is to go get the flapper replaced, 15, 20 minutes, $20, you got it taken care of. So lies are important. Everyone may tell a lie on occasion, but the whole idea is minimize the lies. I just had an exam today with a doctor. Do you want your doctor to lie to you about anything ever? And then on the other side of that question is when the doctor asks you all the list of things that they ask you, you have preconditions or have you done this or done that or done the other, don't you tell the doctor the truth? If not, cousins, reconsider that next time you go in to talk to your doctor, okay? Because he or she are making decisions for your life that are based upon what you tell them. That's not a situation where you want to be incorrect. So, as we're starting to look at this whole thing, lies seem to be permeating in our society more than perhaps ever. And if you start telling lies that are consistent over time, what are those, cousins? That's called systemic. We don't want to have systemic lying in our society. We don't want to have systemic lies in our culture. We don't want to have the words in our founding documents to continue to be lies as perhaps they once were. That's the whole reason why we have the opportunity of changing things. That's why I'm here with you today to be and represent the people's lobbyists, is because we want to make words and the positions of those words truthful, not lies. Because the truth will help you figure out things. You can't go through and do a design of a new system or fix your business or fix your house or do anything based on something that's incorrect. Lies. We can't have them. We need to minimize them. You can't get around them sometimes, but we have to minimize them. Here was an example. Just the other day, my wife came home and she said, "Gee, dear, what do you think about my hair?" Any of you guys ever been in that position? Well, of course, what did I say? "Oh, dear, it looks good to me. How do you like it?" Now, it may not have been my favorite hairstyle. That was 3 hairstyles ago. But what's important now is my love for my wife, and so I will stretch how I feel about it a little bit. Not absolute truth, but hey, it was close enough for both of us to be happy and continue moving on. But even then, it wasn't really a lie. All right? But so the point is look at this thing called lies. Let's recognize where they are. And I would submit to you that you look around with your friends. You tell me how many of your friends, how many people you go share one with are habitual liars. You don't have them in your life. I remember there was a point in time, and you all know, that when you looked someone in the eye and you shook their hand and they told you something, they stood by it. That's what America is about. And if not, why don't we get back to that? All right, cousins, that's all I got. You know not to lie, and don't accept it from anybody else. That's the last episode we have today for Brown Liquor and Bad Ideas. We must continue wearing our masks because covert is still on our back and we haven't won that one yet. Take care of yourselves, be well. We'll see you next time on Brown Liquor and Bad Ideas.
We are the people. We are the people.